so fucking happy. This is why. I forgot to do something first. Hold up. But here's why I'm celebrating. I just got off the phone with the IRS. I should say, after speaking with the angel of the IRS. I don't even know her name and what operator number she was that she laid out, but it took 57 minutes. Well worth it. Come to find out, I had access to my 2019 information all the fucking time. Oh my gosh. And I found out that the address they had on file for me to register as a user was like 5 addresses ago. They asked me a bunch of questions, and I had to just remember my addresses from the last two years. It was done. She's like, okay, within the next 9 weeks you'll have your refund, and I was just like, oh my god. So like, it's an extra what? $2,200, right? Within the next 9 weeks, direct deposit. And apparently, my 2019, they're like, she's like, I'm sorry. She's like, it won't be direct deposit. I'll have to send you a check. Well, that's $41. I don't care. But within 9 weeks, I'm like, okay. So today, I was supposed to do the pay or quit thing, right? My landlord sent me that notice. Now, he hasn't responded to any of my text messages from the last time when I was like, look, how much do I need to be able to stay? He ignored me. I figured if I don't hear from you in 48 hours, obviously that means you want me to leave. And of course, he's not going to want me to stay because, again, my landlord, I called him out when he made a pass at me when I first moved in. I called him out when I was like, Leon, the neighbor, called and report the 2 dogs that I was trying to, find their owners. Oh, it wasn't Leon. Bullshit, it was Leon. The thing is, I called him out on it. I was like, it was Leon. And you're like, don't you know I've pulled your cards before? And I didn't say this, but like, I've pulled his cards before. I've sitting here, and he was like, whoa, trip out. Like, wouldn't you know when a bitch knows some shit? Why would you lie to her? Okay, and I get it. I was telling my Aunt Lisa today, I understand that when people are lying, they don't want to be pointed out on it. I got a big mouth, and it's like, I don't know. I have a problem with stupidity. I do. And look, when my feelers are turned way up and I can just tell when you're lying, it's hard for me to not give a look of like, you think you're bullshitting me on my face. So yeah, that's why the landlord's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want you to stay anymore, right? But I had told him, I was like, I've been a great tenant, okay, and I said, you were a great landlord up until, this stuff. I said, but I'm keeping all of our text messages in case I need them in court, because I find it interesting that you hung up when I told you that that I was recording our phone call. So yeah, it's a good idea. I keep all that stuff, right? So, he has somebody give me it's the payer. Today's the day. I haven't heard from him. I know he's not going to be like, so you want to give me money? Bullshit. I'd rather take any money I have, and I'm sure that my dad could spot me whatever I don't have, until my taxes get here, to get the fuck out of this park. Like, I like Oreo and I, we're ready for some new digs, aren't we, girl? I'm gonna miss Rascal and the kitties, and I think she's pregnant. I think Rascal's sister got knocked up by that. If it's by that one kitty up over there, they're gonna have pretty kittens. But yeah, no, because every now and then at night I'd hear, and it's because that one's trying, and I'm trying to shoo them away. But I have a feeling I'm gonna miss. I don't know, because she's not too big now, but she's spending more time here inside my house. But there's a spot out in back, I think, where she might have them. I'm going to feel bad because I don't know whoever's going to be here after me. I mean, I feed the kitties. Well, I spoil them. They get a little bit of tuna every morning. At 69 cents a can, you can't beat that. My food stamps pay for it. Which, that's another thing. They upped our food stamps. So instead of 204, it's like, well, 15% of whatever it was, right? Add that. So that was a blessing. Like, everything is like, it's, finally, I can relax. I mean, at least start to relax. And okay, so like the next big obstacle, I don't even count my birthday because it's just another day, right? But April 12th, which ironically is my little sister's birthday, um, is I have to phone in to court to plead not guilty for concealing my identity. I told the fuckers my name. I just didn't tell them my birthday. All I had to do was ask for my ID, which I would have showed them. I would have had everything there. Idiots here in Socorro that wear a badge. And not all of them, I understand. Maybe. I mean, probably. But, oh, and then the indecent exposure when I flashed my butt to my idiot neighbors. They said they exposed myself to their son, who is 13 going on 14, by the way, and T wasn't anywhere around when it happened. And if anything, I'm sure that's the most ass he's probably seen at his age for right now, despite whatever porn he's watching when he thinks mommy and daddy aren't watching. But, and what was the third charge? Oh, disorderly conduct. Well, that was a fine line. I was in my yard and not doing anything different than what the neighbor was doing. She was recording, I was recording. The difference was I turned around and dropped my pants to show my respect for them. And so they called the cops. And from what I understand, these neighbors of mine, they call the cops for everything. So it was inevitable. But not that excuses my behavior. Far unbecoming of a twin flame, I understand this. But I'm posting this because, I'm stoked. I had another successful reading. I did another Twin Flames reading yesterday. Poor thing. She's, look, all I gotta say is Viva la no contact during the separation thing, because I don't know how Twin Flames are actually able to get through their journeys when they're sneaking around with their twins, just getting together for sex or whatever. And I'm like, how is that helping either of you? Oh my God. I'm so glad we agreed to a no. I know, your DM's a little, feels guilty that he didn't get to tell me how he felt before I bolted California. Here's the thing, baby, I knew. You heart palps. You did a lousy job hiding it. Thankfully, though. Sorry. I can't help. Maybe that's the reason. They tune up my empathic can tell when you're lying and everything, so that I would know that you dug me. You didn't have to. So cut yourself some slack on that one. You're carrying a lot of guilt about that. I can feel it, and we bring it up a lot in my head. No, and whenever I hear that song, "Please Forgive Me" by Bryan Adams, I know what that's about. It's not because of anything you did, because you're right. You were nothing but nice to me. You want forgiveness for not telling me how you felt about me. And I get, you're engaged. And you were smart. You did not respond to my text messages. Did you keep them? Did you keep them? Anyway, look what I just did. It kind of looks like a penis. Look. See that? I'm just playing with the rubber band. I'm like, but what does that look like? It look like a cock and balls right there? Okay. It's besides the point. But yeah, so, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know how, honest babe, they are. I've done readings for some twin flames who are sneaking around and with their twins, and no, I get, because the sexual the sexual attraction is just so strong, but it's like, and that's why I'm so happy to offer these readings to don't you guys know that you got to get through some life lessons first, and part of that is focusing on you, and let your twin do what he's doing over there. If he's, if he's with the toxic, girlfriend or whatever, or wife, he's got to know and how to take care of that on his own. Oh my gosh, and yeah, don't, I tell the others, like, don't try to, if your twin has never heard the term twin flame, don't try and convince them that they're been there, done that, does nothing. No, that's like trying to convince anybody else. People are gonna give you that the way, you know how dogs, they kind of turn to the side, like when they're trying to hear you better. This, the one reading I did, she's like, yeah, everybody I tell, and I'm like, I mean everybody. That, to me, that's more than one. Like, and the two people that I have told, not counting my mother, who gave me the whole I believe that you believe this, thing. Bless her heart. But like Adonis, he just, he takes it like, oh, I'm sure it's gonna happen, love, so he knows all about, the situation, and there's a part of me that thinks that maybe deep down he's just, because Adonis just wants the best, in people. But Derek, like, when I, my ex and best friend, he's the one, he's got a sex addiction. I found out 8 months into our 2-year relationship. Learned a lot. Again, he's my best friend, soulmate. We were walking one time down Venice Beach, and I looked at the gas at a basketball court, and all I said was, "Hey, isn't that?" And he just finished it. And he went, "The one from White Men Can't Jump?" Yeah, and that's and other things. That's how there's definitely connection. But anyways, so I'm talking to Derek the other day, and because he needed some advice for a situation he's in with his girlfriend, and he goes, yeah, I subscribed to your YouTube channel. I was like, you watch those? He goes, yeah. He was like, so who are you talking to? I'm just like, okay, okay, I guess I'm gonna, all right, and then when I said your name, that's when I was like, okay, but let me explain. And I tried to go into it a little bit. I said, you know how you and I are soulmates? He's like, oh yeah. And I go, okay. I go, twin flame is like a soulmate on crack, really. I said, you were supposed to be in my life to prepare me for ultimately what I'm gonna be going through with, with Kieran. He goes, oh, okay. And Derek has two loves in life, politics and theology. He knows lots about both. Um, uh, and so he doesn't really believe in the cards, doesn't believe in all this, just believes, there's God, very Christian. Um, and what I love is the fact that we don't talk a whole lot about it, and there's nothing for us to argue about. When I try to make a comment about Trump, he puts me in my place, and I like that. Christina, you don't know shit about politics. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Shut up. But your soulmates and whoever your twin is with, they're supposed to be for a reason. And if it's a negative situation, they need to work through that. Leave them alone. Unless you have a positive communication thing going with your twin, and that doesn't include random let's get together and fucks and okay, because that's not healthy. That's not going to get you guys to a healthy and union, so that you can finish out your twin flame mission together. And that's another thing. How come I don't have any twin flames asking me about a mission? It's like, that's what's most important ultimately. Your twins just, yeah, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen, but like, so you guys can end up doing it together. Whether it's being a drug and alcohol counselor, one of my readers, one's going undergrad to be a psychologist. One works at a hospital. I'm noticing, I'm starting to write all this down. I'm writing down the similarities of all the twin flame readings that I'm doing. There's patterns. I'm seeing patterns of of the time frame that people are telling me. I started to wake up right around this time, and I met my twin about this time, and things have been weird since this. I'm like, okay, this is like second wave. These twins are part of the second wave. I did one a lot younger, but definitely on a twin flame journey, and she's part of the third wave of volunteers. Also, their zodiac signs, the similarities. And if I could just concentrate for longer than 15 minutes at a time, I can drop. I want to write all this down. Again, I want a book, Twin Flames for Dummies. Because truly, this is the shit that people want to know, but they want to. I don't mean to sound insensitive, but they don't want to keep scrolling through all the boring shit and that. It just all that. I don't know. I I'm real. This is real. What we're going through is real. And I want to know without having to really go through tons and tons of websites or sit in the lotus position for hours and just try to turn my brain off and just listen. And don't get me wrong. Before I do a reading, I sit for and I just think about the person I'm doing a reading for, and I put on a certain frequency of music, anything above 732. And if it happens to have beats, those what do you call it, beats, by by binaural beats, whatever, more so, and I'll just sit, eyes closed, and just listen, and then at whatever point I'll just turn the camera on and start. No, it's crazy. There's this one I think I'm gonna use at all times whenever I do my readings. I don't know. I get tuned in way. Yeah. Emotions. I can feel the energy of the person's counterpart. It's the craziest thing. The same way I can feel my DMs. I don't know. It just. I'm not sure. I think it has to do with the. From what I understand, the more that we balance out and our vibrations are the same, the more we're gonna feel more of what's going on if we're in a separation, physical separation. Um, I don't know. I see. I don't know. See, I first of all, I don't even know if you're watching these, Kieran. Okay. Also, I don't even. If you are, you are. If you're these are for posterity. Because I know one day at some point you're going to. But I feel like if you're curious and you're still scared to talk to me, or for whatever reason what we have going on, because I have no idea what you have going on over there, and I do these videos to give you updates to let you know I'm okay. Okay, I understand what this is about, and I need you to know that I'm doing okay. Okay, yeah, I've got my days, and then shit like this happens where I meet the angel, the IRS, and it's like, all right, I know this. There's always been a situation where I've been worse than I am right now, and I've gotten out of it. I'm a strong bitch, and the kind that's gonna, yes, okay, yes, I can be tamed. You all right. I said yes, but you understand what I'm saying, okay? So that you don't have to sit and try to wrap your head around it as you're watching these videos. Um, just know that I'm cool, and know that you're. I know you are jealous. I know. But I'll be very, very honest with you. Okay? It's the fact that New Mexico still has this quarantine. There's no place I can go play pool. There's none. I went Albuquerque. I went online. I'm willing to drive an hour, 2 hours to go play pool. Do you know what? None of these places, they're all carry out only, and the tables are closed. So that's the reason I'm not. I got one friend, Adonis, and now that he's working too, it's like I'm lucky if I can get him here once a week, so we can watch a movie. And Oreo, oh my gosh, I swear, it's like watching a toddler when she's outside. No, I get that. Times two, apparently. I think. I don't know. Whatever comes true. I'm not even tripping. I don't know. We're going on like 19. No, but I'm reading a lot more. I noticed a lot more twin people who are waking up. They've all started doing this within the last 3 years. 2018, 19. Yeah. I don't know. No, and you know what? They're all being guided. The ones that I've done, Cora. I know I haven't posted a question for it. Well, because I've got some shit on my mind the last few days. No, I know. But yeah, so you can relax a little bit if you're watching this. I have no idea. But yes, that's just another DM chat. What is today? March 31st, 2021 at 7:45 p.m. Mountain. I'm going to try and do some work. Alright, I'm out.